So John, tell us a little bit about the forum from today, how you think it went, and what you learned from the voters and your constituents and going into this election.
No, I think the forum today is what people are looking for. They're looking for a politics, or a political debate that focuses on solutions, that doesn't focus on hate, doesn't focus on why you shouldn't vote for the other person, but why you should vote for me. And I think that's a civility we have to get back to. I'm very proud of the campaign that I ran. I'm grateful that Gordon's kept it clean for the most part too, because he's a fighter. I've known him for a long time, and it's probably not. I guess I'm just grateful that I feel that voters get to choose between two decent options here.
And so from the questions today, was there anything that you have learned that the constituents are most concerned about?
Everyone's concerned on housing. Housing is a huge issue. And if you actually are honest with the metrics right now, it is scary. Now, as leaders, we can't be terrified. We have to go forward. It's a challenge for us to meet. But the tiny house village here in Oshkosh, the market rent of a 400 square foot house is $1,100. That's a problem. There are seniors stuck in their homes that are living in a 4-bedroom home. They can't afford to move out of it, and their utility bills and everything else is going up. That's a problem. We have no place for workforce to come in or young families to start and grow. That's a problem. So I think that is the biggest issue. Is the economy is still rough out there. Butter has come down, but now bacon is skyrocketing, which is sad for me and a lot of people in Wisconsin. But we are not over this economic storm yet. So I think people are just scared. And county government is a service model, right? And people don't really understand what county government does, but we're the ones that come out and meet your needs. So we have to make sure that we are prepared to do that, and we are.
We talked a little bit about UW-Oshkosh cities. We spoke about it a couple of weeks ago.
Yep.
That were you really going to sell it to Menasha for $1?
Yep, sure was, because I think it was a great thing. I think for us to lean into that and figure out how to meet child care is an enormous task. And the community that figures it out is the community that's going to win. So it was a model that we were looking at that I was very excited about. If you're in a 2-income household right now, it's hard. If you're a single parent, I have no idea how you're doing it right now with the price of groceries and the price of rent. There is nothing but for you to just kind of sit down and look at the basic services that you get for being in poverty at that point. And that is not best for anyone. It's not best for them. It's not best for the child. It's not best for the community. So we have to find a way forward.
You talked about the housing crisis. What have you done so far in the last couple of years to begin to address that?
Well, when you print $4 trillion, inflation's coming, right? So you know that. So one of the things we did immediately is go after the neighborhood investment grant. While other communities are using it to build bridges or river walks, we went after housing instability. So $10.3 million to build a homeless shelter, some sober living houses, Covey, adult family living. We went to Habitat for Humanity. To really kind of address how do we meet people where they're at and how do we keep people from not falling into homelessness. Our HELP program is one of the things that we created to really make sure that we are keeping as many people housed as possible so they didn't become homeless. So that was a huge lift that we were ahead of the game. And we're better off because of that. We have less people on the streets because of that action that we already took. Those buildings are already built. They're already effective. They're already in action. And then when we created our Spirit Fund with our ARPA dollars, we went and we shared with even more nonprofits to make sure that we were meeting those needs with Nova or Christian Ann Center, just so we can really figure out how we hit the triage, right? How do I stop people from becoming homeless? How do I treat homeless people? How do I help homeless people to get housed? And now it's more now that we're past that, it's moving it up to the working class and the families and the seniors. How do we develop housing in our county? How do we do that countywide? It's not just the city of Oshkosh, right? It's the town of Rushford. It's the town of Omro. It's all these other places. It's Needham, Menasha, Fox Crossing. Each municipality has a unique challenge, but I think that we are coming up with a program we're going to be asking for to put some money in, and we're going to ask the business community to chip in. I think we have a great plan. We've had the advantage of watching other counties do their programs first. So we're able to kind of copy everything that was successful for them and avoid all the failures. So we're in a good spot for that.
With UW-Fox, just to maintain it, is there any chance that taxes will have to go up?
Sure. There is always a chance that taxes will have to go up, but I'm pretty confident we're going to avoid that. And again, one of the frustrations is not being able to talk about it, but that's how you make the sausage to do what's best for people. Hopefully in our position, we can still tell people that we're working on it.
And two of the biggest things were transparency and communication, and not enough people knowing what the heck goes on in the local government.
Yep.
How have you done that in the past 4 years, and how will you hope to continue that if reelected?
Well, the past 4 years, I think we've greatly increased our transparency and communication. As a county, we never had agenda item reports before. So as reporters, you had to kind of show up to the meeting that wasn't even recorded or look at the minutes to figure out what was discussed. They weren't exactly accurate. But now we have agenda item reports, now there's draft resolutions. Now our meetings are recorded, they're on our website, so you can go through it. We have a Civic Clerk agenda software. You can actually look at an agenda item, click it. It should take you to the point of the video where they have the discussion, give you all the supporting information. So we're way more transparent than we've ever been before. It has been quite a lift. When I got there, I did not have the ability to email all employees. Our county employees had an email limit of 250 megabytes. So now we are on the cloud. We are into the 21st century, and we're getting out there and telling people what we're doing.
Being the incumbent, I'm guessing most people are most concerned about, okay, what have you done so far? So if you were to boil it down to maybe one or two accomplishments in your years so far as county executive, what would you say you're most proud of?
Man, there is a lot, but I think really getting to the priority-based budgeting to give us a clear path forward and fiscal responsibility and our facilities condition assessment are it. My staff and my friends yell at me all the time. I don't like spiking the football, so I don't have any pictures of me with big giant checks. Unfortunately for you guys, I don't do a lot of press releases. I believe in just getting the job done and moving on to the next project. So as a Packer fan, my favorite football player of all time, Barry Sanders. He would do an amazing, he'd have an amazing touchdown with no offensive line and no quarterback, and then just simply hand the ball off to the ref and go back to the sidelines. So I got to get better at letting you guys know the things that we're doing and maybe getting the press out there. But I think priority-based budgeting, facility condition assessment are two of the biggest things that we've done.
Gordon, tell us a little bit about the forum today and how you think it went overall.
I mean, it was a good opportunity to get before people in the business community to talk about the importance of county issues, what I would like to do as county executive, and to, really improve communication, transparency, and accountability. And that's really what I was trying to promote today, and I think I did that.
So do you think now you have a better idea of what the people of Oshkosh and the Chamber of Commerce are looking for in the next executive from the questions that were asked?
Every campaign, you learn about the priorities of voters throughout. I've done that by knocking on doors, by speaking to different groups, and we certainly heard, different questions today. The job of the executive is to reflect the will of the voters, and I think I have a pretty good idea of where people's priorities are, and certainly learned more today.
And so you worked in the assembly and you worked in the state budget. How has handling and dealing with money from the state has helped you and possibly help others in Winnebago County?
I mean, my state government experience is really relevant. A lot of the county programs come directly funded by the state. They're mandated and required from the state. And I think that'll kind of give me a better understanding of those programs, but also give me the opportunity to work with state legislators on fixes that we might need, on increased funding in the state budget. And I just think it's a real asset to come from the state assembly to the county executive's office. It's a natural next jump.
Yeah, you guys both talked about county government, like the role being a little bit difficult to pin down for citizens. How would you describe the importance of county government and the importance of voting in this election?
Yeah, I mean, local elections in general are really important, but county government really impacts everybody, whether it's directly or indirectly. And human services, mental health and addiction services. We have Parkview Nursing Home. If you live in a township, you probably get your roads plowed. It's important for people to understand that county government serves the most vulnerable people in our population, and we need to make sure we have the resources necessary, that we're prioritizing the programs that are most important, and that we're running things effectively and efficiently.
I think one of the biggest things too is what is going to be happening with UW-Oshkosh cities, and I know that was one of the main topics of this forum and what everyone wants to know. What are just your thoughts on the schools closing and what you'd hope that building becomes?
Yeah, I mean, UW-Fox obviously is going to be a big decision. We need to keep working with our partners in Outagamie County, try to get the best deal for the county. We would like to see, public use going forward. We'd like to see maintaining childcare. We'd like to see the cultural assets like the planetarium and the theater and the Weiss Museum preserved. So we'll see what happens, but hang tight.
With that, you mentioned $400,000 about per year just to maintain it. Is there any chance that taxes would have to go up to fit that?
So the county would be on, I think it's $800,000 between the two counties, $400,000 each. It'd be something that we would have to pay in the budget to be able to mothball it, and that's something we would like to avoid, which should be an incentive to get something done, before the next budget. I don't think we would have to increase taxes, but it would probably come at the expense of another program.
Do you have any idea what that program would be?
Not at this time. Okay.